I'm Jusko from ProblemMoney.com, and in this video we are going to look at the best credit card for studying abroad as a college student. I'm going to give you the #1 best credit card and then a couple other cards that you could consider if for whatever reason you don't like my #1 choice. Now, if you are studying abroad, or perhaps your child is studying abroad, there are a few criteria you are going to want the card to meet that you are getting for studying abroad. #1, you're going to want to be accepted for that card. If you are a student, there's a decent chance that you are either getting your first card or you don't have that much of a credit history. So obviously you want a card that is going to accept you, which means we are going to restrict this to cards that are targeted toward students. #2, you are going to want that card to be accepted outside of the United States easily. Many students get a Discover card for students as their first credit card, and then they go to study abroad and they find out that Discover is not all that widely accepted when you are overseas, especially once you get outside of big cities. So we are going to be sticking to MasterCard and Visa cards here. #3, we are going to want no foreign transaction fees. This is very important. Oftentimes, if you have a credit card and you use it outside of the US, you're going to get charged an extra 3% on those purchases. And obviously, if you're going to study abroad, you're going to be out of the country for some length of time, and those 3% fees are going to add up over that time. And then 4th is going to be the rewards that you earn on the credit card on the purchases you make. And the credit card that is going to best match those criteria is the Capital One Saver One card for students. It has no annual fee. It is a MasterCard, so it is going to be accepted almost anywhere that accepts credit cards at all. It has no foreign transaction fees, which again is going to be very important. You don't want to be paying an extra 3% on all of those purchases when you are outside of the US. And then in terms of rewards, it has good rewards both when you are traveling abroad and when you are even back home. You're going to get 3% cash back on dining purchases, 3% back on entertainment, 3% back at grocery stores, 3% back on most streaming services, and then 1% back everywhere else. You also will get 5% back on hotels or car rentals that are booked through Capital One Travel, so you have to go through their own travel portal. That may not come up as much, but also another place where you can earn some enhanced rewards. There is a bonus on the card for new card holders. As I make this video, you can earn an extra $50 if you use the card for at least $100 of purchases within the first 90 days of having it. My daughter actually studied abroad, and in preparation for it, the Capital One Saver One card for students actually is the card she got. Those no foreign transaction fees in particular were important when we were thinking about it, and it is a card that has worked out well for her. And then I'll give you 2 other options that you might consider for study abroad credit cards if you are a student. First off, Capital One also has the Quicksilver Rewards card for students, similar in many ways. No annual fee. It is a MasterCard. It has no foreign transaction fees. In terms of the rewards, it is going to give you 1.5% cash back on all of your purchases. So where that Saver One card gave you more in certain areas and then 1% back on everything else, the Capital One Quicksilver is just going to give you 1.5% across the board on all of your purchases, so you don't have to think about any of those categories if you don't want to. And then the other card that you might look at is the Bank of America Travel Rewards card for students. No annual fee. It has no foreign transaction fees. This is a card that is going to give you 1.5 points per dollar on all of the purchases that you make with the card. Now, those 1.5 points you can use eventually for either future travel or toward future travel, or you can use those points as a statement credit against travel you have already done or against restaurant purchases. At least as I make this video, that is how you can redeem it. But you can't just redeem it for straight cash back, and you can't just redeem it as a statement credit for anything that you want. If you don't know what a statement credit is, it basically means they're just going to lower the balance on your bill by whatever the amount of your rewards are versus actually giving you cash in hand. So this is a card that is essentially the same as like a 1.5% cash back card, except you're a little more restricted in where you can use that 1.5% back. Now, something also to consider with this card that maybe would make it better than one of those Capital One cards is that as a new card holder, you can earn 25,000 points, which would equal $250 worth of rewards if you can spend $1,000 with the card in the first 90 days of having it. For some students who are going to study abroad, that might be a high hurdle to hit, but for some people you might be able to spend that $1,000 in the first few months and get a nice big bonus on this card. So again, it has no annual fee, no foreign transaction fees, so this is a card that you might consider as well. So all three of those cards are going to be good options. Probably what's most important are the fact that they have no annual fee, they have no foreign transaction fees, and they're going to be accepted widely outside of the United States. In terms of the rewards, yeah, there's some differences there, and you can decide which makes the most sense for you, but it might not make a whole lot of difference unless you really spend a lot on your credit cards, or you're going to spend a lot in certain categories. Might be kind of a wash whether you're getting 1.5% on everything or you're getting higher rewards in certain categories and 1% on the rest. But that is up to you. Questions or comments, please put them in the comments section below. Otherwise, I thank you for watching. And as always, please go to proudmoney.com, where we do credit card reviews, we talk personal finance, we talk deals, and all sorts of other fun stuff too. If you are not going to leave a comment or go to the website, you might want to watch next this video.